In your life working for someone else, like working on someone else's terms,
Yeah.
what were the things that kind of bugged you about that, and what were you kind of unhappy with?
I think it's traditional things where you're working longer and longer hours and you're thinking, what's the point of this? Or you don't quite get it. I mean, it's great. I really enjoyed the work. I love doing it. But, it can get a bit monotonous, can get a bit boring. It's the same. It's a very similar story that you hear a lot of people, talk about that. And then, of course, there's the risk of what's the other option. The other option is either do something for yourself, get another job, or
Which can be risky as well, right?
Absolutely, it can be really
scary,
risky,
right? Going
very much so.
I've got safety here.
Yeah.
I've got or want to have a family and everything.
Exactly. Yeah. Everyone's got bills to pay. Everyone's got food to put on the table.
Yeah.
But so that's what I guess stopped me from. I was in that job for a bit longer than I probably should have been.
Right.
In terms of my passion and things I wanted to do.
What was the turning point? Like what made you? What made you change?
Yeah, I think it just got to the point where I'd said, okay, I really want to do this. I really want to do something else. It just kept eating at me. It just kept stacking. The idea, I guess, it's like pain and pleasure, right? You're enjoying something, but then there's so much pain associated with something. You just get to a point and you just have to make a change.
Yeah.
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 So that's basically it. It just kept stacking.
Yeah. And then so you left the job.
Yeah.
Did it all kind of fall in place? Did you have a plan? Did you have a plan?
Hell no. No, it was opposite. I had a plan, but nothing fell into the plan.
Right.
I just kept, I think for like weeks afterwards, I just kept thinking I've done something, I made a terrible mistake here. What the hell have I done?
Right.
Yeah. And then eventually things fell into place.
Yeah.
And we drove up north because Lex's mama was up there. We thought, why not just hang out on the Sunshine Coast? And that's how it all kind of started, basically the journey. And then from there, I just started looking at different business opportunities and ways to try and make money. Basically, really was just trying. And that was, 7 years ago now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I've been on my own ever since.
So what were some of those early business ideas that you tried? What were some of the things that you tried?
Sure, so it was like ebooks, just trying to sell digital products online.
You told me about this ebook.
Yes.
The How to Study.
It's exactly right, yeah.
Share real quickly about that, because that's a cool story.
Yeah, so I created an ebook about it's like a bit of a hack, how to study. How to get better grades without putting as much effort in, because I seem to be very lazy. It's a theme of my life. So
are you an expert in this area?
An expert at being lazy. Yeah, I was. I basically just figured out, when I went through uni, I just figured out ways of studying. Simple things. I'm not going to go into it, but basically, I read an ebook about it and started selling it online, and surprisingly, people were buying this.
Wow.
Yeah, from all around the world. So it was hilarious.
So you had no credibility behind you.
I had a degree
at
uni.
Degree. But what you did is you took some of your experience and learnings, put them in an ebook.
Correct.
And how did you take it to the world?
Yeah, sure thing. So that's what got me interested. I guess when you're pushed against the corner or you need to try and make money, you kind of spend a bit more time learning about things in that position than you would otherwise when it's not really a necessity.
Sure.
So I started learning about marketing online. I started learning about selling things online. And I found a marketplace called ClickBank. I'm not sure if people are familiar with that, but basically it's a platform for which you can sell digital products on. They take a little cut, you take the rest of it.
Yeah.
And then you use affiliate marketing, which is reaching out to other people that have similar audiences, and you just start pushing the product that way, basically. Yeah. And you're just hacking it as you go, because you don't know what the hell you're doing.
You're kind of making it. And you had an interesting way of kind of spreading it through the universities. I remember you telling me.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So there's a couple of websites where you can hire uni students for very cheap. It doesn't cost you much, and you pay them a little bit of money, and they go and do crazy things for you, like
Fiverr, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Fiverr.
Exactly. Yeah, Fiverr.com.
So you guys would have heard of Fiverr.
Exactly. This is back in the early days of Fiverr. Yeah. And they would write things on the blackboards. They'd hand out pamphlets for you. They'd go across universities around the world. They put it on the radio stations, and I know you spend like $80 or something to try and get. And then we've got hundreds of people just coming to the website.
So
and just buying
getting creative.
product.
I think the thing I love about that is you weren't some master authority with 50 years of experience. You just took some of your life experience. You created a product.
Yes.
And then you found a distribution method. It was through affiliate marketing, through getting people through Fiverr and so on.
Exactly.
And you made some money out of this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and it's great. And that was kind of, I guess, then you step up one thing, right? You make a buck, you try and make $2. You make two, you try and make $5.
Let us know. I mean, what kind of, did you make hundreds? Did you make in the thousands?
Oh, back then?
Yeah.
Make thousands of dollars.
Yeah. From this ebook.
From this ebook.
Yeah.
Oh, easily. Oh, tens of maybe, I don't know, 10, 20 grand or something.
10, 20
maybe
grand just from this
like
simple ebook.
Yeah, absolutely.
How many pages
It's sold
was
for
this
years. Oh, maybe I didn't actually write the ebook either. So I hired someone. To write the ebook for me based on my notes, like a ghostwriter.
So you made the notes, hired someone else.
Exactly.
They wrote it.
Correct.
Right.
It cost me like $500, I think, at the time to write this book.
$500 product turned into about 20 grand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd easily say that. Easily.
Yeah, 20 grand.
Definitely
Right.
like that. And that was at a time when you really needed money, right? You're desperate for it.
You create the stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what kind of that's basically it.
Because some of the people listening may go, "Ah, but he sounds like a real tech digital dude."
I still don't know how to program. I don't know anything about building websites.
Yeah.
I don't know anything
It was
about
more the will, right? It was more that you wanted to find a way.
I think so. Absolutely. Yeah. Definitely. The will mixed with curiosity.
Curiosity.
Yeah.
I like
definitely
that.
say to curiosity.
I like that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because you see things online. People are doing stuff. Why can't you do it? Well.
And it seems,
you
I know
can.
it's easy to think, oh, the online world it's out there. That person, you see someone on Facebook who looks like an authority, and you go,
Yes.
"Oh man, he's been doing it for years."
Exactly.
I'll never get there.
It creates this sense of disconnect, and that's what they do as part of their sales tactics, to try and separate you from them, which is a horrible thing. I don't like doing that, but there's this sort of laws of influence that people fall into, and don't fall into that trap of thinking they're different to you.
Yeah,
because
they're just average dudes. And
of course,
guys
trust
and
me,
girls,
I
right?
know a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Excellent. So Dean, tell us about the life you've kind of crafted. So you've gone through a whole bunch of learnings.
Yes.
You've gone through some challenges.
Yes.
Like destitute, heading up north to Sunshine Coast, not knowing what's going on. You've quit your job.
Yep.
You created a cool little thing with the I love that. I love that story.
Yeah.
Now, fast forward, you've got little Ruby down here. Let's get another shot of Ruby.
Hey, Rubestar. Mwah.
You're getting to hang out, Walker at the beach. You've got time. You've got freedom.
Yeah, exactly.
For a lot of people, this is like...
It's bizarre. That's
well,
right.
It's not bizarre. It's
Well-
what people aspire to. They're like, wow, I want that.
Yeah.
So
I think the trick is here, it's like realizing that you can leverage technology that would otherwise have taken human beings to do certain tasks. That's really what it boils down to in essence. I mean, in the olden days, if you wanted to start something or do something, then you'd have to pay a lot of money to hire people to do it for you, which
Yeah.
was impossible for me. I didn't have the resources to do it back then at the time. But now if you kind of, you learn a few things, you've come from agency land, you know about how, about tying things together, then you can leverage basically computers or the internet, easy way of saying
to reach
it.
people, right?
Exactly.
Like you couldn't previously, and this is why I'm calling it the communication age.
Yeah.
Previously, you needed big bucks to communicate to the masses.
Absolutely.
Right? You needed money to buy a television ad.
Yep.
Or buy a big newspaper ad.
Exactly.
And now all you need is one of these, a selfie stick.
That's it.
And you can
I love this thing.
broadcast to the world.
Exactly.
Right?
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. That's basically what it is. So when we traveled up north, I started that original digital business, and then I got into selling actual physical products.
Yeah.
So that was, but again, I didn't have tons of money to buy stock, so I just tied a deal together where I found a wholesaler who would sell it for me. They would hold the stock until I wanted it to be sent to a customer, otherwise called drop shipping.
Yep.
And I started that business in that model, effectively, not having to hold stock, by selling it for someone else, and then sending the order to the wholesaler to ship it to the customer for me.
Yeah.
And that was basically
And that's essentially you've got no inventory.
no inventory.
You're kind of
No
strings. You're really just
no
a
rent,
middleman.
exactly. No big shop front, no big leases, no staff, no this, that, and the other.
Is drop shipping, like a lot of people be thinking, drop ship, it's busy, man. It's such a busy space.
It's changed.
1,000 other people are doing it.
It's changed, but it still works.
It still works?
It still works. It
Yeah.
just changes. That's all it is. I equate this. I'm not sure if I'm going off tangent here, but I thought about this years ago. Someone mentioned it to me. In Roman times, 2,000 years ago, they had markets, right? And they sold stuff on the street, and they had certain streets for different things that they were selling. They had a street for, cloth and things that people would wear. They'd have the other street for luxury goods, but they'd all bind together.
Yeah.
Nothing's changed 2,000 years later. It just happens to have streets from the internet. If you want to sell some stuff, go to the street, the area, the Facebook pages,
Love
the ads, buy the ads on Google, whatever you need to do to go to that street, what you're selling.
Yeah.
Nothing's changed in
Nothing's
commerce.
changed.
Nothing's changed in capitalism. Nothing's really changed. You just want to take a little slice out of it.
Yeah,
Enough
yeah.
that you want to, that you need.
That you need so you
Yeah.
can live a life like this.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. But
Yeah.
in essence, the fundamental principles have never changed.
Yeah.
That's it. Even back then, they were drop shipping, right? I'm sure they were. I didn't have
camels.
this, but my cousin's got it. So I'll go.
got a couple of
Yeah,
camels,
exactly.
he'll
I'll get
deliver
him to send it to you. Don't worry, give me the money. I'm sure it happened 2,000
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah. Excellent. And so you're talking very product focused. What about someone who's got a skill like a certain type of training, like a teacher, a mentor?
In essence, there's never been a better time in history to to sell the knowledge that you have, like I did with the ebook, that would still work today, that would still work on whatever
that.
it is.
I just love that.
There's never been a better time for it. There's never been a cheaper way to get, I don't know how much you paid for your selfie stick.
The selfie stick was about $5.
Well, it's an investment that you got to make.
That was an awesome
but everyone can get one of these, right? Everyone can use this. Everyone knows how to use YouTube, and I mean, yeah. So there's a bit of an art to it. There's a bit of a grind to start building your audience.
It's like learning anything, right?
Anything. It doesn't matter. Yeah. The guy who sold his stuff 2,000 years ago, I'm sure he had to learn how to get a stand and put a cloth over him to protect himself from the sun to sell whatever he was selling.
And do you reckon, for people who are considering this, so they're unhappy with where they are, they're feeling a bit unfulfilled, do you reckon that they need to go all in, quit their job, then jump in?
I mean, I don't know. Everyone works differently. It was a stressful time doing that to yourself.
So that's a stressful, it does work.
It does work.
It's a stressful way to do it.
Correct. And you can do it, and it's fine, and by all means do it, but why not make it easy for yourself?
Yeah.
Why not just start a little bit? Why not create a side
business?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then eventually that turns into something else. You don't know where it's going to take you. That's what's very interesting. So has my life told me anyway. Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. You know what? Is your ebook still up? Is it still running?
I don't even know. I think I get and now it's just dwindling because I don't market this at all.
You still get sales from it?
Every now and then I might get like a little bit of, what's that weird ClickBank figure that comes into the bank account?
Do you mind if we can find it and I can share it with the guys?
Sure.
Maybe someone wants to buy it, right?
Absolutely. I'll send you the link.
All right. Cool.
Okay, cool.
Thanks, guys. See you later.
See ya. Look at that angry face. Hey, bye-bye.